Oh, Bethesda. I am trying real hard to move on to other topics, but when it's just one major screw-up after another, you're kind of asking for this. I don't have to recount what a disaster the launch of Fallout 76 has proven to be for Bethesda and how much goodwill the company has lost as a result of their arrogance. An arrogance that led them to believe they could launch a AAA game in an unacceptable half-baked state and get away with it unscathed. They were also arrogant enough to think they could bait and switch one of the lucrative items in Fallout 76's Collector's Edition by replacing a nice sturdy canvas duffel bag as originally advertised for a crappy nylon trash bag and expect that their deceptive marketing wouldn't blow up in their face. They also thought nobody would discover that influencers got these much nicer canvas backpacks while paying customers and collectors got the middle finger. But in the end, after much backlash and ridicule, at least Bethesda had finally yielded by posting this tweet announcing they're finalizing plans for replacement canvas bags for buyers of Fallout 76's Power Armor Edition. All customers had to do was go to the provided link and submit a ticket by January 31st, 2019 with proof of purchase, after which Bethesda would send out replacement bags as soon as they're ready. It took much longer and far too many idiotic responses to get here, but in the end, what mattered was that the issue would be resolved, thanks to consumers speaking out loud and clear. Now, this whole situation should have ended there, but a new development has only served to cause further self-inflicted humiliation for Bethesda in what's been a disgraceful chapter for the once respected company. It turns out that those who have submitted tickets for replacement canvas bags may have had any personal information they put down compromised. The following information was first reported by a Twitter user going by the name of Jesse Tracy, who posted the following message. Bethesda support. I'm receiving other people's support tickets on my Bethesda account. I have numerous people's receipts for Power Armor set that includes their email and home address and the type of card used. This is not good, right? Attached to the tweet is an image showing proof that indeed some users are in fact seeing all tickets that have been submitted to Bethesda recently, many of which are comprised of people providing personal information like names, addresses, phone numbers, and credit card information in an attempt to get their duffel bag replacement. Another user took to the official Bethesda forums to report a similar issue, posting the following. Beware with what information you put in your tickets, cause they are basically public. I went on the support website today to update a ticket of mine, and surprisingly, or not, I ended up being able to see all sorts of tickets with people putting their personal information in them, like receipt screenshots, names, addresses, and so on. I'm assuming this is a bug in the website because I don't see for what reason Bethesda would make tickets public. I'm not going to paste screenshots of what I have access to for the privacy of people, but I can see receipts of people from all over the world, and if I can, other people probably can too. It seems like the code of the website sucks as much as the one of the game. Please wake up, Bethesda. This is becoming really serious here. You might want to fire all your disabled coders ASAP for the good of the players and the Fallout series. Thanks. Now, it would seem as though Bethesda support did eventually catch wind of this, as shortly after reports of leaked personal information began to spread, Bethesda tweeted that they took their help portal down for maintenance for a short while. However, seeing as how they didn't directly reference the accidental information leak, I can't tell you definitively that this was the exact issue they were seeking to address, though the timing of the maintenance makes this the most likely scenario. Just to make sure, I went to check the support page in question, and from my end at least, I couldn't find anyone else's tickets laid bare, indicating this problem may have been resolved. Furthermore, a community manager responded to inquiries in the Bethesda forums by simply stating, "Hi guys, we have resolved this issue." The thing is though, this issue is far from resolved. Sure, other people's support tickets and personal information may no longer be public, but that doesn't change the fact that a widespread leak of personal information took place on Bethesda's watch, that the information was out there for long enough for strangers to have been able to glean at them. Those who happened to be at the right place at the right time had access to people's names, address, phone numbers, payment information for quite some time before the issue was eventually reported and finally resolved. How Bethesda could let something like this happen is a complete mystery, though not at all surprising at this point. Understand that as far as we know, it's not that they were hacked or anything. This wasn't some situation that was outside of their control. This was a bug on their end. It's bad enough enough that they cannot ship a game that isn't broken at launch, or ship a collector's edition that isn't compromised, or show signs of favoring paying customers over influencers, but the fact that they can't even get a proper handle on a support website with people's personal information only goes to further add to the notion that Bethesda is thoroughly negligent with their products and services. It only goes to further add to the perception that this company no longer gives a damn about quality. This website bug couldn't have come at a worse time, especially when optics against Bethesda are at an all-time low. What's particularly baffling to me is that official Bethesda outlets like the official Fallout or the official Bethesda Softworks Twitter page have remained completely mum, and so far, the best we have seen is a community manager respond in the most casual and carefree manner to what is a very serious issue. It's been a few hours since reports began to spread, and yet I haven't seen any kind of urgent or immediate attempt to directly address the company's latest blunder, which only seems to suggest that they don't quite understand the gravity of this situation. And no, simply stating we have resolved this issue won't put anyone at ease, as the leak being stopped doesn't change the fact that personal information did get out. While I understand that investigating the cause of a problem like this and the extent of the damage could take some time, the least they could do is put out a statement acknowledging what's happened and assuring that they are aware of the reports regarding recent support tickets with personal information mistakenly being made public for a few hours, and that they will be investigating the matter before promptly reporting back. Bethesda needs to let people know ASAP exactly what happened behind the scenes, let people know how badly this issue compromised personal information, and warn everyone who recently submitted tickets of this unfortunate development so they can take appropriate action. Honestly, how Bethesda can continue to be so slow and tone-deaf with their communication after everything that's happened is frustratingly mind-boggling to me. Their lackluster response to Fallout 76's various issues only made people less hopeful for the future of the game and the company as a whole. Their lackluster response to the duffel bag fiasco only added salt to injury and fuel to the fire, and now the lack of immediate response to a case of private data leak, an issue that's arguably more serious than a broken game or a falsely advertised product, is only getting people that much more riled up, and I didn't think it was possible for people to get more riled up at Bethesda than they already are. I mean, the fact that a community manager thought this right here was an appropriate response to this situation goes to show the utter ineptitude that seems to permeate throughout Bethesda. Making matters worse is that this information leak is directly tied to Bethesda's attempt to right their wrong with how they handle the duffel bag situation. By having people submit personal information via their broken ticket submission system that would eventually leak, they have only soured the situation even further. Bethesda can't even correct their misgivings without royally screwing themselves. Now, to be fair, unlike Fallout 76's launch and the Collector's Edition's compromised release, Bethesda didn't go out of their way to purposely screw over their customers. It's safe to say that the technical mishap with the support website was an honest-to-God mistake, but at this point that honestly doesn't matter in the eyes of consumers, as all we're going to see, and rightfully so, is a company that cannot get a grip on almost every level. After all the ways Bethesda purposely screwed consumers with all facets of Fallout 76's disastrous launch, accidents like these are simply not excusable, especially when the accident is a pretty serious one, and the lack of immediate and reasonable response is nothing short of egregious. I honestly can't say at this point what Bethesda can do to mitigate this endlessly catastrophic domino effect. All I can say is that I'm sure as hell glad I didn't submit a ticket to have my nylon trash bag replaced with a canvas duffel bag, as it's not worth the risk of compromising my own personal information. People are apprehensive enough about Bethesda's games moving forward, about their collector's editions moving forward, and now they'll have to be apprehensive about submitting support tickets moving forward, as recent events indicate even that could lead to unintended consequences or undesired results. Everyone knows that there was a time when Bethesda's bugs were almost part of the charm, but after years of bug-ridden releases, after Fallout 76's tumultuous launch, and after the support website's grave error, this shit's no longer funny. Todd Howard can no longer stand on stage like he did during E3 2018 and make jokes about how buggy Bethesda ventures are.
I read on the internet that our games have had a few bugs. I did. I read it on the internet, so it's true. And that sometimes it doesn't just work.
The only way Bethesda can move on from this is to ensure that a string of blunders like this doesn't happen again with future projects. Until they can prove they'll start taking technical mishaps and terrible communication skills seriously, until they start showing tangible signs of improvement, I'd be hard-pressed to harbor so much as a shred of trust for this disgraced company anymore. It's heartbreaking for me to hear these words coming out of my mouth because I've loved Bethesda for the longest time, but after their latest shenanigans, it's difficult for me to see them in the same light as I used to 5 or 10 years ago. These are one man's thoughts and opinions anyway. I'd love to hear what your take is on all of this in the comments below. With that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy my content and would like to support this channel directly, consider donating on Patreon. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Yong Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Yong out.